live, so we should, and I think we're live now. So hello everyone.
So slightly earlier than usual SNE in terms of date.
Oh yeah,
because of the long weekend in England.
Yeah, it's not just England, it's bank holiday for you guys, no? On Thursday.
Yeah, we actually have 2 days. We have like Tuesday and Friday as well. So we have like really long weekend.
I think America's got a long weekend this weekend too. I think it's like must be the international weekend or something.
Yeah.
So before we start, introduce our guests. So we have 2VEINTE. It's an amazing studio from Argentina. I want to bring them quite long time. The work is amazing. So let's just play the show reel so you guys, everyone can see what they really do, and then we can introduce the guys properly. Give me 1 second so I can share this. We really, it's been like a year and never works. I think it's a natural thing from SNE. If the live one is always, we have technical problem.
I'll say it's in line with the live show.
Yeah, it's just in line with the live show. So here we go.
Nice. I think we
really nice guys.
I feel like we grew up on the same cartoons.
Wow, that is really nice, guys. It's quite impressive. It's really intense as well. It's like it's no stop. Special being all cell animation is like wow.
Yeah, so, I think that like most of that work is like I think that most of the time that we try to put some new projects on the reel, like thinking of taking some old ones out, and it's kind of a hard thing to do. So yeah,
challenge.
And yeah, just put it like in a minute and a half is quite difficult. But yeah,
it's hard. Yeah,
yeah, it's always hard. So can you guys just introduce you to your name? What is your position on the company, if you like to say positions, and just tell us a little bit about the studio. It'd be nice for who doesn't know you guys, so we have a little introduction here.
Yeah.
of course.
Yep. Yes. This is Agustin. I'm the production director at 2VEINTE. We are both partners. And
I'm Pablo. I'm the creative director at the studio. And yeah, and this is 2VEINTE. We have like a studio here in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, specifically, and we've been around for almost maybe 14 years now.
That long?
Yeah, time flies. And we started as a motion graphic studio, and then we, like over the years, like projects passed, and we started with cell animation, more like frame by frame animation. We love that. It's like we love storytelling and all that. So that's why we we went that way. And yeah, so this is our studio. We've been like here. So this is like our fifth office that we opened.
Wow.
But we moved here like pre-pandemic, and we made like this beautiful place, a really big one. And then pandemic happened, and now like most people are like home office. So we're like struggling to come. So I come here like most of the days. And yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, we opened in 2008. On the early years, we tried like different things in animation. We did branding, motion graphics, 3D, 2D, like mostly everything.
Yeah.
And for the last 10 years, I think we focus our work and our energy in traditional animation. We love cell animation. We have a great team, and that's what we do. That's our strength right now.
So
And
when you guys,
yeah, sorry.
sorry, after you.
No, that we have also an art department here. We tend to direct and to produce all the art direction in-house as well, not only the animation. So yeah, we love doing both things, like the entire thing.
So when you first started out, did you ever envisage it would become what it has become? I mean, it sounds like cell animation was always kind of like in the back of your mind in some way, but obviously to focus predominantly is quite a shift from motion graphics.
Yeah, it's like that's a good question. It's like when we started, as Austin mentioned, we were like doing that some designs, some motion graphics with After Effects and all that. But we always love like movies, like animated movies. And once we saw that this kind of animation was coming over to our works, like we love it, so we embrace it. And we love content as well. So it's like we not also work on commercial, but also we work on personal projects and a little bit of content. We try to go that way. It's like we're heading that way.
Yeah.
Because
We didn't have like a clear plan when we started. Actually, we are both graphic designers. So we didn't have like a clear idea about what we wanted. We discovered half of the thing, during the process.
Did you ever have like a conflict of creative ideas?
Yeah, it's like we actually had like one thing like super clear. We always love like trendy stuff, like really. I don't want to say crazy stuff, but it's kind of a cliche. But we always love that, and we found on cell animation or frame by frame animation, like a really cool tool to make that happen. It's like it's really organic. I think that if you put 2D and 3D up there, like you have like 3D is kind of more like I don't want to say like it's less organic, but yeah, it's like you can with cell animation you can like squeeze again.
Yeah, I think like you can get away with anything with cell.
Yeah, and it's like
Do you think because I don't know, I think in my perspective, you guys are one of the biggest, in cell animation out there. There is other studios like The Line, Golden Wolf, Le Cube doing, but you guys, you can see your style there. Even if we compare, I think each one has their own style. But do you think it has, because when we think cell animation, at least for me, coming from Brazil, Argentina is there is something in the water. People drink them, they just turn to be amazing cell animators, because it is you know, like the amount of
it's the France of Latin America.
Yeah, the amount of amazing cell animators come from Argentina nowadays is unbelievable. You know, like even if we're talking about studios, you guys used to have like other studios. That do you have that has any influence, guys, or do you think you guys has an influence into that change on Argentina? Because
maybe it had super awesome Sunday morning cartoons that was just way above everywhere else in the world.
We had that. We actually had like morning cartoons with all the classics ones and a lot of Japanese influence that we had. Yeah, that's a fact. But yeah, first of all, just thank you. I'm super embarrassed, but you guys like saying those nice words. But I think that our country has like a lot of creatives and talents and the animators that we have here is like we are super thankful with all the team that we work like every project every year is like we are super thankful. So yeah, and I don't know, it's like we watch like Lobo and the studios from Latin America, and we feel like the same way. Hey guys, they're like these guys are rocking it, and we feel like the same way about France and UK and of course the States. But yeah, we always try to summation to stay there like trendy, and we really enjoy like doing this, right? And that's one of the main reasons.
And since early 2000, like there's been a lot of animation demand here in Argentina from overseas. So that helped a lot to grow, you know, that to make the industry bigger and better. So most of the talents that nowadays are killing it here in Argentina, we should we own a lot to how the industry grew during the last 10 years.
Yeah,
and it's I know you guys pushing. I think you guys been pushing quite a lot, like work through the US nowadays as well. I think about I don't know, just before COVID, I met the lady I think she just started. I think help you guys there or something like that. But it's do you guys? Because I don't know, seeing like a lot of studios just expanding, going going to another country. Do you guys is there any plan you guys want to expand, you know, come to Europe or come to the US? Are you guys because I don't know, for me, I did the wrong way around, let's say like that. You know, I have the studio in London and I try opening Sao Paulo. So of course, you know, like when we, it's like the money that doesn't worth much here. But for you guys, you're on the opposite side, you know, so it helps a lot. But do you guys had any plans to expand and maybe, you know, I don't know, open a sister studio, you know, outside?
Yeah, we have that question that we have been asked that question a lot, and I think that we both are like family guys, right? And I think that's like I don't want to say that that's one of the reasons, but it's like I think that the main reason that we didn't like travel that much is like we travel, right? But we like in order to expand, you have to be there, right? To be there and like, so we have kids here, we have the family, friends, and all that, and it's really hard for us to go away for a long time. But we thought that a bunch of times, and we love to. But yeah, we find it really hard for us to do that.
The door is still open, but
yeah, if you guys wanna talk about that, we.
If speaking of like family and you know, family side of things, like what do your family think you do for a living, kind of thing? Because it's always difficult for us to explain what we do for our family, you know, for work. But
yeah,
you know, like kids always just simply draw pictures.
They always like in my case, I don't know if I was Steve, but my case, they think that I like do nothing. It's like you're like lazy, you're like they're like drawing. They think I draw. So
Man, they clearly don't know the animation industry.
Yeah, it's a mix of advertising,
yeah,
maybe drawing, and doing nothing. Like
nothing.
How,
Yeah.
how old they are?
My kids? No, I think that. So I was talking my big family, right?
yeah, me too. I'm grown-ups.
Yeah, they found yeah. The other thing that we like doing like mostly nothing.
Yeah,
These are like
yeah.
10, 8, and 5.
They have a little bit clue what you do, no?
My kids, they're like just, hey dad, did you do that? No. Did you do that? No.
I remember being, you know, like, you know, when I was that age, just making like little flick books out of paper and like little animated flick books all the time. It's kind of a nice way to get people, you know, get them interested into animation side of things. You're just making little flick books.
Yeah, we like in my place, we used to like draw like all the time. Like we like sit down and then like everybody draw something that's really nice way. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, because I've got one, and she's 6 years old, and she comes to the studio like, I don't know, maybe because we have half terms here, so it's like a school holiday every middle of 3 months. So she has 1 week, so she normally come here and spend a bit time.
Child Labor Day.
Yeah, so she's already on the Photoshop. So
Yeah,
she's enjoying it, right? She likes it.
She really likes, and I have the 3D printer, so we start doing a little bit 3D print as well, and she likes. She's 6, but she likes.
So she thinks that you just mess around for a living as well, then.
No, she really understands what is crazy, because she's really understand. She kind of, I think, really understand, but she's really critical in somehow as well, because sometimes she watch and say that she doesn't like. So it's really funny.
Like she's a hobby and art director at 6.
No, but what happens with my kids, like the older one, he already knows and he understands what I do. But the other ones, like I show them like an animatic or a promo, like a really short promo, like 15 seconds. They say like that's it.
Yeah.
Just like a real client.
Everybody thinks that when you say,
so what's the rest of the piece? Like what's happening?
And that took that long to do all of
this
this.
15 seconds was really expensive.
Yeah, it's true. And it's for me, it's really nice, because I didn't know how you guys start, hearing, you both graphic design and start doing motion graphic, I wouldn't imagine that was the start from you guys seeing the work nowadays, so it's quite, I think it's quite amazing to see the transformation through that. And so do you have a favorite piece you guys did?
Actually, I think we can link this into a thing you said earlier, like when you were talking about your show reel, you were saying that sometimes it's difficult to remove bits. I'm just wondering, like Thiago said, like is there bits that you're particularly attached to?
Yeah, it's like we have like our non-commercial work. I think that is like the best one, and I think that we have like a special love in one particular. There is like the Ricochet Splendid, a short that we did like maybe 4 years ago. We did this fake intro for a show. It was like quite viral. A lot of people love that.
I remember. I love that one. Yeah, and the colors is so
we love
cool.
it. It was like what was like 4 years ago, maybe.
yes, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And now we're doing like the new one, and we have like the same kind of love to the new one, Ara, that we just released like maybe a month ago. And what we love about that is like we have like freedom of doing whatever we want to do with the style we want to do. Is like the typical thing that there's nobody bothering you with time. The only impediment right now is the money, right?
Yeah.
But right now is super expensive to produce. What 5 years ago wasn't that expensive. So we're just did like a trailer, and now we're in the middle of the production that is really long. It's like 5 minutes short. So yeah, that's why.
Well, and because I don't know, for me it's something I always also talking to students, because how important is the personal project, and it's nice. Do you guys normally trying to do one, I don't know, every year, every 2 years? Do you guys have like a rule?
We tend to do one every year, but with the time we got more we wanted to have like more quality and to extend the length of the commercial of these videos or shorts. So it's more difficult now, but we try to do one every 2 years, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Like we've been like last couple of projects that we did, like for us it was like we were like super picky with the quality, as I was said, and like long time ago we were like one every 6 months, and maybe it's like really short and really fun and fast. And right now we're like putting our focus on storytelling that we love so much, and so that's why we did this. We're doing this short, like 5 minute short with the story and like a whole world, like there, like with the characters and backgrounds and all that. Yeah. So it's
I love the 5 minute short in cell animation. That's not really short.
Yeah, I mean that's quite a studio commitment.
Yeah,
I think that a 5 minute short is a good example of where we want to go, right? We want to do some content, some directing on like larger pieces or maybe episodes that we like, just looking forward to make more.
But
in the future.
The non-commercial work, it helped a lot on our career, on our as a studio, because we do it like since the first day. And as we started as a design studio and motion graphics studio, we didn't have like a lot of experience in animation. So these kind of videos helped a lot to to get real clients and real work. So it was a very important thing in our history.
We always tell like the students and all that it's like do whatever you want to be called to do, right?
Yeah.
So it lets you take things to another level without constraints, and then obviously you can get work off the back of that in the direction that you want to go. So it like steers your ship. Yeah,
just invest on what you want to be called by, like work. Yeah, that's the main idea, right?
Yeah, it's I think is that old phrase, clients normally like what they see, they normally,
but they're too afraid of new ideas.
Yeah, it's
unless
really
it's been proven.
So it's I think that's why short films come really strong, to be able to show what you're able, and also to buy the clients, because they see that and they want to kind of, let's say, copy that, but it's nice you guys invest, because I think, I don't know, it's a big thing nowadays. We see a lot, like personal work, but I still see a lot of students come with, like just trying to copy stuff and doing tutorials. Otherwise, to trying to really find the style or produce a short films to present to the studio. So it's really hard for me sometimes imagine, like why people don't invest that time on the personal projects, and it's really nice, because every time you guys come with a personal project, it's like a big thing coming out as well.
It's just nice to see the ideas.
I think that a lot of portals and animation accounts, they just grab that and just post it. That's a lot of exposure, and just your work is there, right? So
yeah,
awesome. Plus it's really fun. You learn, you try new things, you grow, right? like doing that. Yeah, it's a lot of benefits.
So we
There's a
have
lot of feedback and people sharing their work when it's non-commercial. Sometimes it goes viral, and these kind of things, it doesn't happen when it's commercial work.
it feels nice because you know it's 100% yours as well. Like it's totally your ideas and your kind of like, you know, artistic vision as well, as opposed to, you know, you're selling a product or what have you. It's complete ownership, and having that appreciation of other people liking it is quite a nice, you know, quite a nice feeling.
Totally. It's really nice. You're doing like something like totally free, and you've done it from scratch. It's like people are just loving that. It's a great thing. Yeah.
Do you think you end up being more picky when you're doing personal projects? Because you know, we always say the freedom, but in the same time, the freedom when we have the clients, we have a limitation that really put boundaries on us to deliver. We have a deadline. When is a personal project without the boundaries or without the limitation, we say we have the freedom, but we end up being so much pick, and because it's kind of, you're trying to prove, it's not trying to prove yourself, but you're trying to do the best you can do, and I think it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the dynamic work between two creators as well? Like, how's the dynamic work?
One big thing you should consider is that sometimes on personal projects, the deadline is kind of flexible. That's the main problem.
That's the thing that
because if we are not happy, we'll push the deadline. So it's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
No, I think that first, that's a great question. It's like we are like free, like doing like, yeah, but we want to do like something good, something that we love, and it's actually good. It's like you lost that perspective of the piece. It's really going to like towards your like thinking, right? And there's a little bit of pressure, right? That you put like, we've done this great thing 4 years ago. We have to make that, but the same quality or better. And if you go down, it's like, yeah,
it's like a difficult second album.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we've been here like for 14 years, so it's not our second album. It's like maybe our 30th. But
yeah, it's true.
We do feel that pressure, and we like that, right? But the good thing about this is that we're doing like something totally different right now. Is like content, and making a lot of putting a lot of thought on the story that we didn't do that much. Like in the past, we did just laughs and action that we like that, right? But right now it's more drama, more heartfelt, more sentiment there. So yeah, it was a different journey.
Yeah,
we have a few questions on the
I think
YouTube
it's
channel.
worth to touch especially talking about personal project. Maybe we touched that about the beginner animator, no?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna embarrass myself with Spanish first. With Diego Doncel says, "Grandes los 2VEINTE, saludos desde Colombia." Hello from Colombia.
Yeah. And
apologize for that.
No.
And we have because we're talking about personal project, I think this is quite nice. We have a Nazareno Calan, and he asked a question
so much nicer.
For you guys. What would you be advice for a beginner animator to someday start working at Argentinian animation studio? What is the, like, let's just open a little bit, like, what is the advice you guys give, you know, like, who is starting in the animation, you know, to maybe be able to work, you know, in a great studio like you guys?
But also, what do you look for as well, like when you see an individual? That's
a really hard question, because it's a complex one right now. Like post-pandemic was a thing here. We've been like struggling to people like come over, right? So we used to have like this intern thing that we brought young guys, like starting guys, and we taught them how to work and the craft and all that, and we lost that, right? And so from the past 2 years, we've been like just hiring a senior hand and not so many juniors, and we hate that. We hate that so much. So we lost that link between like the juniors and the seniors. It's like I don't think that if you're not coming over or this studio, whatever studio, like Golden Wolf, they're like great. They should have been having like way more days in-house than home office. So right now my advice is like go to studio and learn there. That's the best way. That's the only way.
It's always nice when, you know, there's people in the studio you can talk to straight away and just bounce ideas off or bounce solutions or how to animate to get this particular movement or to get a certain emotion across as well. Like having people in the studio, it just feels so much more organic.
I think
hard to learn and to teach when you are not next to that person.
Yeah. I think the whole industry, especially on the entry level, is suffering a lot, you know, since pandemic, you know, because
it's going to have a knock-on effect, isn't it, as well?
It is, and I don't know, you know, I'm not going to generalize, but I know so many studios just want to get everyone back in the office, but not everyone, you know, needs to be a bit flexible. It's really hard to find really good talent nowadays, and if you force them, you may lose them. But I think it's in a general, you know, like when we look, especially for people like you saying, you know, Pablo, it's like for people doing intern, you know, how you can do that, you know, if people is not physically in the studio, and also what takes you 5 minutes to teach someone through, you know, like a Zoom, you need to set a call, you need to, you know, it's such a waste of time and energy. I think the whole industry is suffering a lot. It's easy when we have, like you're saying, you're hiring a senior, but even in the beginning of the process, you know, when you brainstorm, when you discuss that, I think it's suffering a lot, you know.
Yeah, we did hire like permanent guys. They're like from another provinces, and they're like the same team. And back years ago, it was like that. It was not impossible, but it's like no way. It's like sorry, but we just want to be. We were like I don't want to sound like corny, but we felt like a family here, right? We were like all the people here, like working. We went to the pub, we had some fun. We put some meat on the barbecues, and it was going great.
I was going to say the other aspect is personality. You know, if like you're saying, like as a family, that they fit in the studio as a character. You know, I think that's a big aspect of it.
Yeah, I think that was kind of our thing, right? So we've been like here for a long time, and we always felt like we were like a family, or like maybe like a really nice team, that we were like a kind of with a friendship there. And we totally lost that, and we felt that.
Can't barbecue on Zoom, man.
we did a barbecue like last weekend. We invited like the team from home office here, and it was really
nice.
fun, like the old days.
Yeah, you know,
jealous.
We have our problems, you know, Brazil and Argentina, but I need to say you have better.
Barbecue's not one.
So next time I go to Brazil, I'm gonna make sure, you know, I mail you guys before, so I can pop in and have a barbecue.
You should come over. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a. There is.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. There is a question here. I think it's quite nice. I want to see your point of view on that. But what do you think, Ronald Hernandez? Ask, what do you think that is the difference Latin America animation from the other cities like North America? And I think it's, I don't know, for me it's hard to say Latin America, because Latin America for me doesn't exist as animation. I think it's a massive distance between the whole Latin America. I think Brazil has a massive market there, but I think when we talk animation, we talk about Brazil has amazing studios, but when we talk in 2D cell animation, we talk Argentina, and I don't think we can compare anywhere else in Latin America. I don't think there is the industry in Latin America as some like Brazil and Argentina, pretty much. So, but what do you guys think is the massive difference?
We went to a talk like a month ago, and one of the questions was that, and one of the answers, like our colleagues, was like, people tend to think that if you call animation from Latin America, you should be like expecting like a cougar, like a cougar there, and with Aztecas like thing going on. It's like, no, like right now it's like so globalized, and I think that that trends are like so important that I think that talking about a country or an area or a continent with a style right now, apart from the French that they have like their own style, of course, and the Japanese they have like their own style, and the US has its own style. But I think that our area, I think that we don't actually have one.
Yeah, we can talk about Argentina, not about like the entire region, but I agree with Pablo that like in the country we don't have like an identity, like a local identity. I think it's super globalized, and
as a complete outsider, I think there is something in the animation though. It's not necessarily the style, but I definitely think I think it could be to do with like the energy or the colors and that kind of side of things, not necessarily the style, but what goes into it, if that makes sense.
He can see your work and recognize your work,
Yeah.
I think that maybe, but I think that it follows a trend, right? Thank you for the kind words of saying that you recognize our work, but we don't.
But I think that's the magic, I think is the evolving and the changing, A quick question: we're talking about markets. I don't know if you want to say. If you don't, just say. But what is the percentage of the work you do for Argentinian clients and global nowadays? 0. So, like, to answer that question, do you agree with me?
But we don't get any calls from Argentina. It's not that.
Yeah, they don't call us. It's like, no, but actually, you guys know, it's like we have like what we do is kind of expensive for this market, and I think that's why they didn't call us. And we didn't have calls for long years. I don't know, maybe 5 years. And we work like mostly for the US.
I would say like 90% for the US.
Do you agree, like having the experience with Argentina? I don't know if you worked with Brazil before, but do you agree like American and Europe is a lot more professional when we come, talking, like, because the way I never work with the Argentina market, but I can say for Brazilian markets, we don't
want to be rude. Yeah, we don't want to be rude.
I agree with that. I can tell you that the budgets are totally different, schedules,
Why schedule? Sorry, what is the schedule? Do you have a schedule?
Do you want it for next week? For next week.
Yeah, next week. And then they call you 2 months earlier, ask for the budget, disappear for a month and a half, and come like to you, we approve it, but we need next week. It's always like that.
No, like the worst example is that I hate so much is that they call Agustin like on the phone, and I don't know where they got it. They call him. It's like, hey, let's do this project, and they don't have like a brief.
Yeah.
They call on the phone. They don't have money, and they don't. You send a pitch, they don't call you back. Like, no.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's terrible, man. So
I think we have quite a lot of common with Brazil and Argentina. I think they must be the same clients.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's nice to see, because I think also, correct me if I'm wrong, but give you a lot more power, to deliver a better work, like work with American budgets, being Argentina as well, because there you guys can stretch the budget a lot more and produce a better content as well. That I think I would say help as well, no?
I think that's a tricky one. Like first, yeah, and secondly, they call us when they don't have money. Hey, you're from Argentina. We have this.
Yeah. So you should be cheaper, no?
No, but just to be honest, like a lot of times we do projects that we don't earn money. There's like we just do it because it's a good project, it's a good brand, it's a good brief, and we say yeah, and we like zero, like nothing.
Yeah, as Pablo said, it's always better to get a job from the US than from the local market. But when they call us, they always have tight budgets. They have a good budget, they do it with local, like they do it in the US with local companies.
Yeah, that's.
But it's always I'm working with Argentinian agencies, always.
So that means you need to really.
I think you need to change your website where it just says international rather than Argentina or wherever. It's just worldwide.
We always know.
Yeah, totally. No, it's like we're not complaining, right? We have a lot of work, like thank God, and we're not saying that we're doing bad, but I think that we have that issue that is not like great, but it could be great, right? But yeah,
it's true. Yeah, I think it's hard. I think it's I don't know. It's something. It's happened the same, because Cookie is quite a small studio as well. Sometimes if they don't have money to go like big studio in London, they come to us and think, just because it's smaller, it should be cheaper.
But we want the same.
Yeah, but we wanted the same. We get that all the time, and it's like, come on, it's just like ridiculous. But I think it's hard, especially I think pandemic. I think everything's kind of global. Even
especially now, especially post-pandemic, everything's global.
Yeah, everything's global.
Everyone who freelancers or whatever, it doesn't matter where they are in the world. So it really is. I think like geographical location should make less of an impact in that regard.
Yeah, I think should, but
that's not reality.
It's not reality, but also this is I don't know if you guys been suffering a lot of that, but it's like having the studio in São Paulo as well. After the post-pandemic, a lot of freelancers in Brazil start working with the US market, and they're paying fucking like $600, $800 a day, and then we're trying to quote a job, and they come like from a tiny, small little city in the center of Brazil that they can live with that 1 day rate for the whole month, and they want to charge you the same as they would charge US clients. So it's been really, I don't know, the globalization of that is amazing. You can get talent everywhere, but then suddenly people is like, oh, I charge that $600 a day. I said, listen, man, no one pays $600 a day in UK.
I don't know who you're talking to, but yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's happening a lot for us.
I think part of the problem is also
we have that problem. We actually have that problem, but the thing is that pre-pandemic we had like another problem. It's like we like kids guys like come over and they learn here and they went to Europe. So we have like that thing. They use us as a trampoline to go there.
Yeah, it's true.
So we have that.
It's totally true what you just said. Have that same issue. It's been like 2 years with that, in which the production costs went really high for us.
Yeah.
Because the people that we used to work with, they are like extremely expensive. And as I said before, we don't get those huge budgets. That's why we cannot pay the same than an American company. And now these guys are working for an American company. So it's a kind of, unfair competition between us and American animation companies.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think the other part that kind of compounds it as well, like even if you're starting out as an animator, freelancer, or whatever, they'll see these rates from other folks who are more established and go, "Yo, I'm going to charge that as well," even though they can't really justify it because it could be a junior level, but you just, don't know. Like
and also I think it's come to experience as well, because it's like you're saying, but how many? I think through pandemic. Especially, I think cell animation in general is a little bit different than motion graphic, because motion graphic people learn fucking After Effects and they think they are motion designers. They just like,
hey, I'm right here, dude.
But it's basically they know the software, but the animation is one thing, design is another thing. It's a combine of the two. It's not just knowing the software. How animate well, how design, understand the principles.
It's more of an ideology.
Yeah, but a lot of people start doing like online courses nowadays and just jump and say, I'm a motion design freelance, but they can't handle the job the same as a guy you would pay, just giving price in UK, but you pay like £300 for a guy and suddenly he's starting in the industry, but he can't solve the same problem. So I think we're getting a lot of these problems nowadays. I think it's turning a lot difficult with, globalization is amazing. You can get talent from anywhere, but I think we're still trying to level things up, for people to understand.
And I don't think that there's work with that rate for everyone. I don't think that that's the case. So there, like in one moment this will be like chaos, or I think this is gonna.
But it's already is. It's a massive conversation. Like I was talking to you guys in the beginning. So we have this massive boom, like through pandemic, because animation was the only thing we could do. So everyone was like, I don't know, most of the studio was booming with, work, freelancers getting a lot. Freelancers in US getting a lot pay, especially with all the tech, Google, Facebook throwing money like that. So now we're living a recession now. I was talking to you guys, like a lot of the studios I know, I'm gonna say probably 95% of the studios I know is really suffering without work at the moment, or really slow work. And this is a discussion I was having with some studios in US. So they're already cutting the price of freelance. They're already offering less money than they ask, and it will go back. It will need to go back because clients is not throwing money as they used to throw to everyone.
Yeah, I think that the US market is like totally different. It's like they have like insane rates. You say like I don't know how they produce like a big show, like Primal, like those big shows. They're like so beautiful. I don't know, but the budgets must be like really insane.
Yeah, really big.
But they have like that problem. They have like a really expensive work, like freelancers.
Freelance,
especially if you're LA or New York, the day rate is ridiculous.
Do you think with this like post-pandemic world where like geographical location technically doesn't mean as much, or it shouldn't mean as much, do you think in the future, like say, I don't know, like 5 years, 10 years down the line, do you think it'll all just be one like globalized rate for like studios as well as freelancers, as opposed to, oh, this is a project in LA, so I'll charge this amount. This is a project in Europe, so I'll charge this amount.
Yeah. I think that agencies, they already know that. They know like the budgets, and they know who to call, right? And the like the three studio pitch mode. I think that they know that they have like a really expensive studio, and then they have like a normal, and they have like the low. They go to the one that they want, right? But I think that producing right now with the studio in the US is really expensive, really expensive. So I don't know how they do it. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. It is a big craze. So let's change a little bit the subject here. You know,
where's your Senior Evil top?
Where you see yourself, you know, you guys see yourself in the next 5-10 years. You know, 14 years is a long time for a studio. You know, of course, we still have, you know, like studios like old school. I don't know how many. MK12 is still there, Lobo is still there. You know, but 14 years is a pretty much.
It feels like we're still. It still feels like we're still a young industry, but in yet reality, it's, you know, it is starting to mature. It's like you know, like Snoop Dogg is in his 50s now. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah, we feel young, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is that the time flies, and we didn't realize, and we just making numbers. It's like, hey, we just 14 years now. It's like, what? And we have like those 2-3 years of the pandemic, 2 years there that we lost. We thought that we lost, but we keep on like working, right? But yeah, I think that what was it?
Where do you see you guys going, like in the 5 years? You know, because I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I see you guys going like long formats, you know, like series and things like that.
We actually want to go there, but not exclusively. And I think that long format, we are choosing that way just because we love like storytelling so much, and we love animation. We just combine like the two things that we love. And yeah, we're like trying to go there, but I don't know, like who knows, right?
Yeah.
It's like a different industry.
It's totally different. Yeah. We got a bunch of calls from big like Turner and HBO and all these big companies. They, hey, wanna do this series that we already have the character, we already have the brief, we already have the script and everything, and we have this amount of money. And we with our structure, we cannot do that. It's like we did some math there, and it was impossible, right?
Impossible.
So we're like new at this one, so we have a lot to learn, and so that's why we don't know where we're going, right? So
it's tricky. It's tricky taking over another project when the characters and everything else is already set as well, because it's like that's the part that you want to make a mark on.
Yeah, that's the reason. Like we wanna be a studio that kind of leaves something, right? Like
have your mark.
Series or something. We'll love to do that.
I think that to produce long format, you need like a big company. You need to have like really huge team, and at the moment we're a small company, so that's the biggest step that we have to give. That's the what makes a bit difficult to, I don't know, produce a series or a movie. You know, we depend a lot on external teams or on another company to produce like a movie right now.
Yeah, it's a massive, it's a huge team as well, no? And it's a huge risk as well, no?
And not only that, it's also just how you work. Like the whole pipeline is very, very different.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, that's the main reason. One that James is saying is that it's that totally different pipeline. It's like you have to pre-production of the like an episode of 20 minutes is like it's huge. It's like totally different. It's like 6 months of work there till you start animating. So
did you guys ever see there's a documentary from the South Park guys called I think it's called like 6 Days to Air, and it's just about, because they're so quick turnaround, you know, basically go from idea to full episode in just 6 days. It's crazy. But obviously, you know, that kind of like super staccato style animation, and they have their pipeline set. It's kind of amazing what they can turn around. But I think what I was trying to get at was that shows the importance of pipeline and having everything set for any kind of like long form animation.
Yeah,
I think that in order to make a series or a long format, you have to hire like the people that knows, right? Just
Yeah.
starting that is really difficult, and you'll probably lose a lot of money, and you will get really stressed and frustrated.
That's an important point. It's very easy to lose money producing.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
If
The scale is massive.
even if you're experienced, but if you're not, it's like big challenge.
Yeah, so you want like all the shots like really beautiful now. Forget about it. Like
I think the most scary part is like in this modern world, you know, when like Netflix are commissioning this show, that show, this show, that show, and then they fucking cancel after like a season, and you've already scaled up and you've already got your pipeline, and it's like, nope, sorry, jeez.
yeah, that's really scary. It's like you have like the entire studio like change for a new thing, like a long format, and then you got canceled. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's cruel. It's cruel. It is hard, and it's not, you know, even doesn't it just cancel, you know, because it is, in the end of the day, it's completely different pipeline, you know, than you go in commercial and things like that. I think the only thing you could do is, you know, try and start something like Peppa Pig, you know, it's a lot easier, you know, it's less.
Man, I would love to make a kids show. I think I mean, this is everyone's like a parent. If someone's a creative and a parent, the first thing you get to is like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a kids show or a kids book.
Yeah.
It's just like the natural progression.
If you do that and you like earn a lot of money there, you probably can do like later your primal,
it's true.
like going on there with you, like nobody will watch that, but it's going to be beautiful.
I'm going to aim it at the Asian market and call it Salt and Pepper Pig.
They have one called Wolf. It's a copy of Peppa Pig. It's an Asian.
Oh, really?
Peppa Pig prosecute that. Yeah, my daughter watched that.
Do you know that
it's pretty the same but different animals, you know? And it's the same. It's the same thing. You can see it's really related.
Like one of the most profitable kids animations is absolute dog shit called Coco Melon. Have you seen it?
Cocomelon, yeah.
Fuck, it's just junk food. There's no story. It's just designed to take kids and keep them sat there, and it's absolutely terrible.
You know, I hear that those shows like, you know, like no animation at all, or it's like, and they earn that much money. It's like
hundreds of millions, man, hundreds of millions. It's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
The horrible part of it is that it inhibits development on kids in a young age because it's just flashing colors and that is it.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think that's the problem. You know, I think that's the problem with us. You know, trying to make something beautiful.
We're not insidious enough.
Or you think with your head or with your heart. You know, we're trying to think with the heart, and they just think with the head and making money.
We should think with a bank account.
Let's imagine that we as a studio, we started like a first project with like for kids and for Nickelodeon and Disney and all that, and we talked like we want to do like adult stuff, and that's the wrong way, right? It's like,
yeah, it is
less money, less budget, like nobody will want that, but we want to go there. It's like, that's insane.
It's interesting you mentioned like Nickelodeon. Like one of my favorite Nickelodeon cartoons was Ren and Stimpy. I don't know if you remember it. But man, like you watch that back and it is so dark. It's so good.
No, it didn't age well. It's like I think the creator was like accused of terrible things. So
really, but which cartoon creator isn't nowadays?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's like, who doesn't?
Cool, guys. We're getting almost 1 hour show, so let's make two last questions for you guys, so we don't hold you guys long as well. We always have the last question. We never review before. If you watch any other show until then, you know, do you want to ask any other questions, James, before?
Yeah, I think I don't know, it's always a classic question. Is you know, what are the things that you know now that you wish you knew when you were starting out?
Everything.
Everything.
A good thing that it's a cliche one, right? It's like breaking those barriers of hey, this is really hard. I will never do that, and all that they end up being like not so hard, right? So that's the thing that I wanted to know when I started. It's like, it's really hard. I will never do that. That's not true. It's like, just do it, man. It's like a tutorial and all that stuff.
Take that first step.
Yeah. So yeah, if
you don't start, you can't fail, no?
Yeah, I think that right now, with all the tools that you have on YouTube and the colleagues that you have, and it's much easier than when we started, right?
You know, for sure.
Yeah. That's I think software is not the problem nowadays. You know? I think but I think is what you're saying, you know, because when you start, it's really, you always think you're not gonna get there or you're not gonna pass, and every hard time is always the end of the world, you know. But it's just part of the process, you know.
Don't overthink it. Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
I think
so
that would make a great slogan for someone, wouldn't it?
So we normally end up the show asking a question. So imagine the studio was on the Tinder, you know, trying to attract new clients. How would you describe your Tinder account, you know, as a studio?
It's hard. We don't want to be like not appropriate.
Don't render on a first date.
I'm gonna say sexy, but yeah. Young and sexy. Young and sexy.
That's good.
Old and sexy, cheap.
I think you can just have sexy full stop.
Yeah.
And just leave it ambiguous.
Cheap and horny.
Cheap.
Sexy, cheap, and a guarantee happy ending.
Okay, so they will render on a first date.
That's very
cool. Yeah, amazing. Guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, you know, have you guys in the show, share a little bit with us, you know, and trying, you know, to understand a little bit where you guys going as well. It's always fun. Yeah. So please keep in touch, you know. We're gonna, after I'm gonna post on the link as well the short film they comment, you know, it's their favorite film. It's amazing one. So if you didn't watch, you can see. But guys, huge thank you. You know, it's a pleasure to have you guys on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thiago. Thank you, James, for everything. We enjoyed it, and we had a great time, and love to talk about the industry that we talk like just not so much, I think, right?
Yeah,
it's good to get out there.
We should be talking more about this.
Yeah, and next time you guys are around as well, planning to come to London, let us know, because it would be nice to get on the live show as well.
And the barbecue, a goddamn barbecue.
And again, barbecue, make sure we bring.
You should come over. We'll just
we'll try.
Take the grill, the meat, everything.
And just to let everyone know, we do have the live show, the one in London in Cafe 1001 on the 6th of June.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Cub studio. It's been full. I don't know, probably like 12 years we have a Cub studio. So it'd be nice to bring the guys back.
With a retrospective.
So we're going to post tomorrow so we don't confuse everyone with the shows. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone. It's been a